Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I wasn't going to pull cards today, but I'm actually feeling a lot of pain around my own personal connection, so I wanted to see what was going on within the collective. So I started pulling cards and I just could not stop. It was just, the whole story was coming out, messages were coming out, so I decided to just hop on. This is going to be kind of like a mini reading. I only do the non-shuffling for the mini reading so I can upload it to IGTV. I have a feeling this is going to be deeper, so just bear with me. I'm going to hope to have a Sacred Union energy update sometime later this week. You'll see me shuffling the cards and all that stuff, but this is all the stuff that flew out, and the messages are here, the energy's here, so I'll hold up the cards and show you what we've got. So on the Divine Masculine side, we have forward movement, a lot of forward movement. We have the Six of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Knight of Cups. The energy that I'm getting is Divine Masculine is wanting to move forward in their life and towards this connection. They are not looking back at the past. If you see, they're all facing in this direction, forward movement in this direction, especially with this Eight of Wands. This is fast movement. I feel like Divine Masculine, it feels like they're fed up. Where they just don't want the disharmony anymore, just like Divine Feminines too. They're feeling the Divine Feminine energy is what they're telling me. They're feeling we don't have any cards of regret here, but the energy that I'm feeling is very Five of Cups. And if you remember the last mini reading I did, there was that Five of Cups energy where they're moving out of that remorse, they're moving out of that regret. Now, the last reading that we did, the mini reading, was truly beautiful. I'm going to link both in the description box below, this Pisces energy, because I feel like it's like 1 minute we're good and then the next minute we're not. And I know some of you have experienced that in your physical connections, but that's the energy. It's this flow of energy, but it's all because it's coming up from the subconscious to be cleared. All the pain, all the hurt from the past. You guys have really been digging deep. Both divine counterparts have really been digging deep with regards to the past. This is inner child work that you've been doing that's been coming up to the surface. You might be having some past lifetime energy coming up, experiencing some past lifetimes in dream state, especially divine masculines I'm hearing. As well as things regarding past relationships, family members, romantic connections that are coming up to the past to be cleared and released. You guys are feeling everything, and I feel like 1 minute you feel good and like you're moving forward in this connection, and 1 minute you feel like you're regressing, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Well, I apologize for this, but I'm hearing welcome to the journey. Welcome to this journey. And they're actually playing, I think it's Nirvana, Welcome to the Jungle. That is this journey where you're in the thick of it right now, but eventually it's going to clear and it's going to be this garden, this beautiful garden. And if you watch the daily energy draw from today, we had an analogy about a garden where you guys might look like you're walking on individual paths right now, but what's actually happening is you're building the foundation for your lives, for you both to come together. It's time for you both to come together. It is a pivotal moment for divine counterparts for these reunions. That's why reunions are happening. It is that process. We've been talking about that for the past few weeks, past few months, that it is a process. Coming into Sacred Union as a process where you might have that physical reunion and then you might withdraw a little bit, but that's all for the integration. It's because your energy together is so powerful, the love between you two is so powerful, that you have to clear out all of the pain, especially now that you've worked on your individual stuff. It's about clearing out the karma of what was accumulated within your own relationship, any hurt, any pain that was accumulated within your relationship, because really, what is there but love between you two? And it's just karma and that energy of karma that just accumulates, that just it comes up to the surface to be cleared. And so that's what you're doing. And if you want that fresh start, you have to clear it. And we're going to get into that in this energy here. So divine masculine, they are not wanting any more disharmony. They're not wanting any more disruption. They're wanting to come forward and take action. We had the King of Wands energy in one of the previous mini readings. They're wanting to take action, but look, we have swords, we have wands, and we have cups. This is a sincere offer, and you see how he's bowing. He's offering his cup. This is almost like offering that cup for that Two of Cups energy. He's offering his cup here, bowing in reverence to the divine feminine with apology, with sincerity, with emotion, saying, this is my heart on my sleeve, and I'm giving it to you now. I'm giving it to you. This is divine masculine coming forward into these calmer waters because his mind is becoming more clear, recognizing this connection, acknowledging this connection, feeling the harmony within the connection. And even if there is pain between you two, they're understanding that there's always love there, there's always balance there, there's always harmony there, that the pain was not you two, that when you come together, it's just that pure love. It's not you two, it's really all your inner wounding that comes up to the surface to be clear because you are direct mirrors and you trigger each other. So they are feeling this clarity within their mind and wanting to come forward and take action for this connection, move forward into this stable waters, more harmonious energy. And by doing so, it's going to be the way they do that is by this communication, by offering themselves, offering their heart, offering their emotions. So I asked to clarify that, and we got the star, which is healing energy. This is the two coming together. It's almost giving me temperance energy. You two have been manifesting this. You two have been wishing for this. And I love in this card that she is naked because this is pure vulnerability. This is pure authenticity. This is bearing yourself to each other. And you see how they're pouring the water and it's spilling into this one lake. This is the merging of the two, the building of the two foundations. This is the coming together. Because remember, in today's daily energy draw, what happens when you two come together, you've been tending to your own parts of the garden for so long. And what happens is you're actually harvesting. I don't know this garden terminology. You're nurturing the garden, you're nourishing the garden. And what happens is now you're taking a step back and you're embracing each other and you're saying, look at what we've been building together. And even if things look chaotic in your physical 3D world, you've still been building together because you've been building this relationship based on love. Look at where you were when you first met. Look at where you are now. You've been building this relationship based on love. There's more communication, there's more harmony, there's more playfulness. There's more balance within the connection. And even if it doesn't feel like it day to day, you've been working towards that. You've been building that foundation. That's the healing energy that's coming in here. And so you're looking out at the garden that you've built, and what happens when these counterparts truly come together in this harmony, in this connection, in this commitment, and this love is your love just expands. That has been a message that has been ongoing since I first started the channel. Your message just expands to fill the entire world, to raise the vibrations of the planet, and it not only raises the vibrations of the planet, but it expands the entire galaxy because through your soul expansion of love, the universe expands as well through that love. And the way that they had described it to me with the garden analogy was it's like now that your garden is flourishing together, the wind is carrying, the universe is carrying the seeds of your love to be planted elsewhere, to pollinate the entire planet, to expand and embrace the entire planet. That's the raising of the vibrations energy. So what's happening here is divine masculines are experiencing a breakthrough. It might look like a tower moment in the 3D. Divine feminines, you might have detached or walked away or said something to your divine counterpart that created this tower moment. But what it's actually doing is it's creating more forward momentum. It's creating a breakthrough where they are wanting this commitment, where they're challenging any traditions, any beliefs that they have been holding on to, setting themselves free of those beliefs, of those patterns, of those traditions. And now they're moving forward towards this commitment, making a decision now for their future, for the world in their hands. I feel like I want to get, nope, they're telling me to move here. Okay, so this is part of that energy. They had been wearing a mask in this relationship. They had been holding themselves back, protecting themselves, guarding themselves. That was all the ego. The ego put them into that survival mode where they were holding themselves back, wearing that mask. But it was just they were lying to themselves. They were holding themselves back from this connection. And we've talked about this in the past few months. They've been putting themselves out in the cold, abandoning themselves, rejecting themselves. That's that self-sabotage energy because they were so afraid of being hurt. They were afraid of this love because they had had connections before. They thought that they had experienced love before, and that could be familial love, that could be relationship love, like romantic love, whatever that was. It could be motherly love, fatherly love. They thought that they had experienced unconditional love before, and so they built themselves up on that false belief, but their tower had once upon a time crumbled down again. And so they built themselves up on a foundation of more patterns and more beliefs or addictions or whatever it was that soothed that ego, that made them feel safe and okay. And then you came in and kind of rocked the boat because you showed them themselves. You saw them beneath the mask. You've always been able to see, both of you. Both of you. This isn't just divine feminine towards the divine masculine. This is divine masculine shaking up the divine feminine's world as well. You guys both saw each other. You found, there's a card in my message deck. You found me when nobody else could see me. You really saw the soul of them. You really saw the heart of them. And they had been hiding for so very long. But that was just that self-deception. They were lying to themselves. And because they were lying to themselves, they were lying to you, saying they just wanted friendship, that they didn't want a relationship, that they weren't feeling this connection. Whatever it was, that was just that self-sabotage energy. Now, this is a collective reading, so take the message as it resonates for you, the situation as it resonates for you. Whatever it was that they were telling you, you have always felt it in your heart. You have always known the truth in your heart. And now they're having this breakthrough, this tower moment, and their foundation is crumbling down again. Any of those beliefs, any of those patterns, any of the tradition that they had rested their convictions on, rested their beliefs on, crumbling down, because now what the universe is coming in, they're saying those were false beliefs, those were old patterns, those behaviors and actions do not serve you anymore. The universe too is saying, we see your heart, we know your heart, we see your soul, just like your divine feminine does. Source energy is saying, I know you more intimately than you even know yourself right now, because you're still in your ego mind, and we need you to look into your soul self. And so divine masculine is experiencing a tower moment, a crumbling, possibly even in the 3D, but most importantly, it's internal. They're having this internal, and it's a breakthrough. It's a revelation. It might feel like a dark night of the soul. It might feel like a crumbling within them, but it's actually creating forward movement for them, because what's happening is they are being unmasked to themselves. They are really seeing themselves, and I'm hearing honoring themselves, really being honest with themselves and choosing to honor themselves and see how worthy of this love they are. And so now they're wanting this commitment. They're wanting to make this decision to move forward. Already made the decision to move forward. It's just now they need to take action. Grab that wand, that Ace of Wands energy, and take action towards that new beginning. They need to make the effort here, because what happens is that tower came crumbling down, and they have to build a new foundation based on love, based on pure love. No deception, no masks, no illusions, because the illusions are gone. And so what's happening here is they are wanting to make the effort. They are wanting to come forward with this energy. They're wanting to express themselves because they have felt that. You might have had some communication where your divine masculine was a little bit vulnerable, where they shared a little bit of themselves and then they withdrew again. They went back into that protection mode, that survival mode. But they felt what it was like to have you as a partner. They felt what it was like to be vulnerable with you, to have that unconditional love, to have that safe space, to have you holding space. They felt that, and that might have been the tower moment that was created, but they felt that, and they felt that at the core of themselves. They felt that in their soul. They felt you. And so now they're realizing that they have to make the effort towards this connection where they weren't making the effort before. And you see how she's resting a hand? This is divine feminine. And it's like the universe has taken off the mask of the divine feminine, and there's this divine masculine, and she's resting a hand on the divine masculine's shoulder saying, it's okay, you can do this too, because we see the truth of each other. We have seen each other through the worst of it. I'm really sorry. This is feeling very personal, so I'm going to still post it because I feel like this is going to resonate with a lot of you guys as well, because we are all in this together. But I'm really feeling this in my heart right now. You've seen each other through the worst of things. You have. You have seen each other, and that's the truth. You have seen the soul of each other. You've seen each other's shadow side. And that is this love. That is loving each other unconditionally, without the masks. Even though you have tried to put up masks for the world, and it will look different for everybody. You know, your shadow side will look different. Your masks that you've worn will look different for everybody. You've tried to put up masks for the world. You've tried to put on a brave face. You've tried to be strong. You've tried to, hide yourself away. Whatever the situation was, you and your divine counterpart has always seen beneath that. You've always seen the true soul and the true heart of each other. That is why you love each other, because you are each other. And so Divine Masculine is realizing this and realizing that they have to make the effort now if they're going to make this work, if they're going to keep their Divine Feminine, because they feel their Divine Feminine slipping away. Jesus, this is really hard. Okay. Divine Feminine. I'm going to get into your energy now. You feel, remember in the last mini reading, you felt trapped? Well, guess what? You're back there. You have been trying to hold on to faith. You have been trying to hold on to trust, but you just keep getting hurt. And what I hear is you're replaying the scenario over in your head because you're not getting balance. You're not getting any illumination from your Divine Masculine. Remember in the mini reading, I'm going to link both in the description box below because they're very quick to watch if you haven't watched it already. I don't remember which one it was, but you both had the Ace of Swords, and Divine Masculine was coming in with that communication, which was going to set you free, and you needed that. You need that communication. You need that honesty, that vulnerability. You need that heart on your sleeve energy from your Divine Masculine to set you free. Divine Feminines, you also need to set yourself free. Not attaching so much to this connection anymore. Allowing your Divine Masculine to be who they are and be where they are, but also knowing that if you're going to make this work, if this is going to work with your divine counterpart, which it will because you guys are divinely guided, you are being divinely guided, but it might not be the right time. If it is the right time, Divine Masculine is going to be coming in with this communication, but in the meantime, you have to set yourself free from this pain. You feel like you need Divine Masculine to set you free from this pain, and they do. They need to communicate. They need to be honest. They need to be vulnerable. But it's causing such imbalance and pain that it keeps trapping you, and you have to set yourself free because you can't be in this hanged man energy, in this stagnant energy anymore, and you know it. You know it. And you also know that if Divine Masculine isn't ready for that communication, then you have to set yourself free yourself because you need this new beginning. You want this stability. You want this security. You want this fresh start. You don't want to wait. This card actually came in the reverse, and I don't take reversals, but this card actually shot out in the reverse. You don't want to be waiting any longer. This Knight of Pentacles, you know that there's something grounded here. You know that this connection is your true love. You know that this connection is your divine counterpart. You know that this connection is coming, but it is coming so unbelievably slow. And it's like you can't. It's like you can't put your life on hold anymore. And I feel like when I say put your life on hold, I don't feel like you guys are in an energy. I feel like you're more high vibrational than that. I don't feel like you're in an energy of waiting for your divine masculine to come in. I feel like you're working on your business. I feel like you're working on your career. I feel like you're working on your service and your mission with others. I feel like you are cultivating your relationships with family and friends, your social life. I feel like you're in a good position, but there's that part of your heart that is still holding on to this connection, still holding on to your divine masculine. And Spirit is saying that there's nothing wrong with that because you know that this is coming in. You know that this is what you've been manifesting. We have calling in your soulmate. And when this first came out, I thought, does this mean that divine feminine is calling in another soulmate versus their divine masculine? For some of you, it might be yes. But for the majority of you, it's because you know that this is manifesting. You know that you're coming into sacred union. It's that affirmation, I already am in sacred union with my divine masculine, and it just needs to show up into the physical. You know that you're manifesting this. And we even have your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. You know that you're being brought together. You know that this is divinely guided, but you are just in an energy of, I've had enough. I'm fed up. I cannot wait anymore. I cannot be in this pain anymore. And you know that communication and honesty and vulnerability from your divine masculine is what will set you free from that pain. But divine feminines, you also have to set yourselves free from that pain. That is your work that you have to do, and we're going to get into that in a minute. I want to point out the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. Oh, and there's the Knight of Swords. There's that communication with the King of Cups. Yes, you know, and the Sun. You guys, and the King of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you know that this is what will bring this connection together, and you feel like divine masculine is just delaying it. You feel trapped in this connection because you want to move forward. You want to put the past behind you. And you have felt tower moment after tower moment after tower moment as well from this connection. and you want to put the past behind you, but you just feel so trapped, like you can't, because you're not getting what you need from your divine masculine. For some, you might not feel appreciated. For others, you might not feel cherished. You might not feel loved. You might not feel like you're getting that communication that you need. You might not feel like you're getting your needs met. And that is what a true relationship is about. It's about communicating honestly with each other. And I'm going to go there for a second. So just to point out that the Lovers was on the bottom of the deck, or that was the main card in one of the previous mini readings. One of the main cards there. So Divine Feminines, really work on freeing yourself. Focus less on this connection and focus more on what does bring you happiness, what you do deserve. Fill yourself up with love from others. Well, love for yourself first, but if you're not getting what you need, if you're not feeling supported by your divine masculine, there are others in your life, friends, family, even other soulmates who are supporting you. So if you can't turn to your divine masculine at this time, you have other support team at your back. You have other community members, other soulmates, other people, even your spirit team who are truly loving you. And your divine masculine loves you unconditionally. They're just not in a place where they can show it. They're moving into that. They're getting there, but they're just not in a place where they're able to show it. And Divine Feminines, I know that you feel like you want to give up on this connection and move on. You want this fresh new start. You want this brand new beginning. And you want this commitment. And you have two cards of commitment. You want this happiness. You want this firm foundation. You want balance. You want stability. You want this security. Divine Masculine is wanting to bring that to you with the Hierophant card. You're wanting this together. But you just have to keep allowing the unfolding and filling yourself up and get yourself out of this entrapment too. So I pulled some healing cards for guidance, and what I got was listening and intention. And the listening card actually came out twice. The listening card came out was a bunch of cards, so I didn't take it, but it was on the bottom of the deck. The way this is going to heal, your connection is going to heal, it's with communication. It's with open, honest communication and expression of each other. It's by setting the intention. What is it that you want from each other? What is it that you hope for each other? What is it that you want from this connection? And it's about listening and being open with each other, listening to each other, not combative, not argumentative, not resistant, but really open communication, setting the intention for open communication, setting the intention for your relationship, and it's honesty too. If you know that you're not ready, if you know that both of you need to walk separate paths for the time being, recognize that you're still cultivating the garden. You're still nurturing this relationship. You're still nourishing the garden because you guys are in this divine counterpart connection. It might look individual right now, but you're still part of this. You are energetically bonded. You love each other so freaking much. Underneath this pain, underneath this very difficult reading, there is so much love between you two. It's just not being shown to each other. You're just holding back. Divine Feminines are trapped in this energy of stagnancy. Divine Masculines are trapped in their self-deception, but you're both needing to break free. So Divine Feminines, just like you need to break free from the pain that you've been feeling from holding on to the pain, we have this release toxicity card for guidance. You'll be okay. It's that devil energy that we channeled maybe 2 readings ago, where you were feeling trapped within this connection, but you have to set yourself free and release the toxicity, release yourself from this pain, just like Divine Masculines have to release themselves from that self-deception. You guys are mirroring each other in different ways, but you're mirroring each other where you both have to set yourselves free. Free from pain, free from toxicity, free from deception. You both have to set yourselves free, and the way you do that is by actually coming together and communicating, setting the intentions, being honest with each other, being open with each other, and communicating. Divine Masculine message to Divine Feminine is they are devoted to you. They're devoted to you, to this, to us, this connection. They're just struggling to communicate how they feel. They're struggling to be honest, or they're struggling to be honest with themselves about what it is that they truly want, which is this: they are devoted to you. They do cherish you. And when I say there's an undercurrent of love here, there is so much love from Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine, though, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. It's because of this is because of this difficulty with communication, and it's only because of the mask of the tower that's coming down and the mask that is being stripped bare. Divine masculines are being stripped bare, and it does not feel comfortable for them because they've never had somebody who has truly understood them, supported them, seen them, and loved them unconditionally before. And here you are, divine feminines. Here you are. All of those things. And they love you so dearly. They cherish you, but they just don't know how to communicate to you. And so it's about listening to each other. It's about being open and honest with each other, setting the intentions again, and just communicating, really having that honest conversation. So here I pulled union energies. We have serendipity, connection, and then I pulled a final card and we have spiritual connection. This is a spiritual bond that cannot be broken. And even if it looks like chaos, even if it looks like pain and separation in the physical or withdrawal or whatever it is that's going on in the physical 3D world, know that you have a spiritual connection that cannot be broken. This is union energy right here. You are being divinely guided. Serendipity is this was fated. You were meant to come together. You were fated to come together for your soul growth, for your soul expansion, for the lessons, but more than that, for the love, for the true love that is between you, because this is a divine connection. You both sing the same soul song. You're both the same frequency. You're both the same vibration. You are each other's counterpart. You are each other's person. This was meant to be. Not just a spiritual connection as far as soulmates learning lessons from each other. This is divine love, pure love. And you see that envelope here? This is that communication that needs to be had. This is that open and honest communication that needs to be had. The heart here. The heart being expressed. And you see all this music notes with the hearts here? This is you both singing the same song and how you're embracing each other. You both sing the same soul song. You might approach things differently. You might be opposites on the surface, but underneath, you truly are the same. You have the same vibration of love. All right. I feel like I want to get another card, and I'm going to get a Lover's Oracle card, which I've been using more and more lately, but I haven't used in quite a while, so let me get one more card and see what Spirit has to say. Spirit, what do you have to say? Oh my God, that's too many. Spirit, what do you have to say about this connection? These are really hard to shuffle. Okay. Oh my God. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm going to take this one. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Remember when I said putting the past and the pain behind you, getting out of that energy, release the toxicity? You want that new beginning? So does Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine is looking forward. They're not looking at the past anymore. But you have to come forward together now. You have to come forward together. Anything else? Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. And romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. This connection is coming into being. But you have to surrender the old. You have to surrender the pain. Divine Masculines have to surrender the masks and the illusions and the self-deception. And even the past for them as well. For them, they have to surrender the past. But once you surrender, that's when this... And communicate, that's when this divine partnership has a fresh start. All right, you guys, a little bit of a heavier reading today. We'll be back later this week with a Sacred Union Energy update and extended reading. I'm also going to be working on the Zodiac readings for March, so stay tuned for that. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. Please hang in there and send love to yourself, and we'll be back soon.